Hey everyone, it's Connor back from This Old Farm, and today we're doing our farm update. We didn't get a video out for you this week, so here we are, Sunday evening, making a video. Currently, I am doing the water out here. What we usually do, we've got these 55-gallon drums is how they usually start out. There's another half that sticks up. Let's zoom out here a little bit. Sticks up to about that point. A big barrel, usually you can get like chemicals and that kind of stuff in them. Dad gets these from his work, and then he cuts them in half, and we use them as water barrels, as you can see here. And if you're kind of wondering what that noise in the background is, we're actually, let's see if I can zoom in on this. Oh, sure I can. We are, mind the shakiness. Let's zoom out a little bit so it's not quite so bad. We are actually in the process of mixing cement. We're making a cement pad, and if you can see that little white box there, and there's a little sort of, water's overfilling. My bad, sorry guys. We're putting in a automatic watering trough, so we no longer have to deal with this crap here with filling up, because this usually takes us roughly an hour pretty much every single day, and the cattle actually kind of run out of water, which is of course a big problem, because water is more important than food, just same as a human. So what we're doing is we're currently pouring the concrete pad that it's a big kind of box. Basically, I don't know, the best way to describe it is it's a big rectangle that has, on either side there's two bowls, and then in the middle of it, it's got sort of like we'll call it a toilet bowl. Here, let's turn the camera around so you're not looking at random stuff. They've got like a toilet bowl kind of looking or deal set up. So if you know how a toilet bowl works, you know that as the bowl fills up, there's a float in the center. Stop talking so you can hear me in a minute here. There's a float in there that as it raises or lowers, that's what tells the water filler that it needs to turn on or shut off, and fill the bowl or stop filling the bowl. And so essentially that's the same thing here. You've got two bowls on either side, and then in the middle there's your what do we want to call it? Your water level indicator, we'll say, that that tells the, I don't know, we'll call it the valve, tells the valve to open or close and let water into the bowls, or stop putting water into the bowls so that it doesn't overflow like I did here with the water barrels. So basically we're just phasing out an old and time-consuming, very time-consuming task, that basically once we put in this automatic water deal, we will no longer have to deal with this stuff. And you can see we've got quite a few here. I mean, we could quick count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 get filled pretty much every day, and we'll do a couple extras there just because it's been so hot this past weekend. And they still, I mean, they drink that all up. And I think Dad did he did a count today, and he said that there was 54 cattle, if you can imagine that. And so we've just gotten to the point where using this garden hose and the hydrant is just, it's way more of a pain in the butt than it is anything else. So we just have to, whoa, come on, focus. What's going on here? There we go. Now I don't have glowing face. This filling with the garden hose and stuff is just getting to be way too slow and not enough. And so hopefully now, of course, the cattle should be able to get water on demand, as they need it. They have it. They don't have to deal with these barrels. And when the barrels are all out, that's all they get. They have to wait till the next morning pretty much, or unless I come out after my I'm done at work, over the weekdays. And so it's pretty much, they just, you know, right now there's too much demand and not enough of supply. It's kind of like the toilet paper at the beginning of this whole COVID-19 stuff, if you remember that. So basically we're trying to keep the shelves filled with toilet paper here to keep the comparison working. So yeah, that's our project today here, what we've been working on kind of pretty much this whole weekend, is just trying to get this pad set up. Dad had a vacation week a couple weeks ago, and he went through, and if we turn mind the hand here, he dug the water line. So there's a water line and a electrical. You can see the electrical box is way out there, that little white square. If we zoom in, that little white square there, that is the electrical, because it has a thermostat on it, so in the winter to keep the water from freezing, but it's a plug-in, so you got to plug it in to get the thermostat on. But Dad took through and dug out, come on, focus where I want you to focus. He dug out this big area. You can see all the way over to, you might be able to see it, or we can zoom in. There's a water hydrant there, which is the one we're currently using, and we got an overflowage again here almost. He dug that out, buried the water line in, buried in the electrical. And then he put in a nice big plastic. There's a big pipe over in the center there that the water line comes up and the electric line comes up too. And so we put all that in. And now this weekend we've just been trying to finish it up. We hooked up the power running out to the pad there. We hooked that up in the milk house, so that we got electrical running out there, of course, as you can see, because the mixer is running off that. And then today here we went through and put in a GFI outlet. We put, what else did we do? Oh, we put a valve on the water line so that we can say we need to detach it, we need to work on something, whatever, we need the water shut off. We don't have to go all the way down to the well, which is inside the farmhouse, and shut off water to everywhere. We can just, quick screw in that, do the valve, shut it off, and then we can right there, work on our problem. And we don't have to shut everything off. If it has to, take a couple days, we can go through and put out some barrels here again and do it the old way. But hopefully we can just abandon this and say goodbye, good riddance, and just be dealing with that. And I'm sure the cattle will be a lot happier. They won't have to deal with running out of water, or they can just and they won't have to come all the way up to the barn here. They won't have to, it's kind of muddy here where these barrels are, so they won't have to deal with that. They won't be able to tip it over too. That's the other problem with these barrels. What they like to do is, you can see this one's sitting sideways. This one's not sitting super great. What they like to do is they like to shoot, we're stuck. What they like to do is they like to tip them over, and then of course you'll lose all your water that was in that barrel. It all goes out into the muck, their poop and stuff out here. And it just kind of creates a mess that, if it didn't, oh, come on. If it didn't already rain and make it, muddy enough for something, then that just makes it even worse, which is kind of what we got going on here. It rained last night, and it rained about midday yesterday. And so, of course, things are, sorry, I don't know what you're looking at. I'm trying to pay attention to the water here. But they, if that doesn't already make it muddy enough, then they go over here and tip over the stupid barrels and makes it even muddier. So with that, you put in like some stainless steel bolts into you stick the head of the bolt down into the concrete, and then what you can do is you can set the water trough splits in two. So there's a bottom half and there's a top half. The top half is where your bowls and the float and all that is. And then the bottom half is what sets onto the pad. And so what you do is you put the bolts in with the head with the head down into the bottom, and then when you set your bottom half onto the concrete, you can tighten the bolt, and that keeps it from being tippy, and then they can't tip it over and dump all the water out of the thing. And then, you know, then if they tipped it over, you got water running out, and it's going to constantly pump and would wind up destroying or wearing out, prematurely wearing out our pump, which is in the house. So hopefully this is going to work real well. I mean, you know, I really hope so, because I'm sick of doing these water barrels. This is always my task whenever I'm out here, and it's very annoying. So this should putting in this water deal should definitely help a lot with taking less time, helping out the cattle, and just, you know, making everything a lot more slick than it already is. So anyways, I just thought I'd share with you guys, you know, farm update, updating what's happening out here. We still got a couple more of the quote-unquote regular videos, so next week hopefully I can do up one of them after work some night. Hopefully I'm not too busy next week, and we'll get one of them out for you, so we can kind of go back to, like what I said, doing the flip-flop. Instead of doing that for 3 weeks there, we went a farm update every week, and that was kind of just for my sake. It's a lot easier to do one of these than it is to edit up and upload and all that, because doing one of the regular videos takes me at least probably 3 hours between rendering time and uploading to YouTube, and then YouTube having to process, because they have to do that double of upload and process. And then of course that alone is like at least an hour, depending on how big the video is. And then of course editing the video itself, that takes a pretty good amount of time. So it is very time consuming, but you guys seem to enjoy it all, apparently, and otherwise you wouldn't be here. So we're gonna keep making videos here for you guys. Hopefully you can continue to enjoy them as you have. Hopefully I don't bore you too much with rambling on for 12 minutes here, or rambling on in the grain drill video like I did there. That was like 10 minutes of rambling, I think. But anyways, hopefully I'll learn from them too, because that was kind of the point of that. The grain drill ramblings was to hopefully help some of you who don't know how one of those how it operates and how it works. Because as you saw, I kind of learned there too myself, and you know, slowly looking at things and trying to figure stuff out. But anyways, I'm gonna quit. Mosquitoes are coming out now. I'm gonna quit talking here, let you guys go, and yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for sticking around, thanks for supporting the channel and all you do, or for just watching and subscribing and all that. And we'll talk to you guys all next time.